Right, so now that we know what the background is of FIRAC and how we will use it, why we need it, and how we'll apply it, we can actually start having a look at how case law works and start having a look at how we'll apply FIRAC if we are given a case and how we can identify the important aspects of it. Okay, so I'm going to go through each section of FIRAC very slowly, and to be able to give all of the students a thorough explanation, I'm going to show you step for step how case law looks and how to identify certain things. Now, to start off, the basic summary of FIRAC, it is an acronym. So the F stands for facts, the I stands for issue, the R stands for the rule of law, the A stands for application, and the C stands for conclusion. So FIRAC, as we indicated in the previous session, is a legal summary of a case. So by using that method, FIRAC, facts, issue, rule of law, application, and conclusion, that is how we build up a case summary. Okay, guys, so in order for us to walk through the steps of FIRAC, I'm going to screen share my laptop screen with you so that you will be able to follow exactly what I'm doing on my side. That will just help you access and be able to apply all of the info as we go along. So just bear with me while I swap the screens around. I'm going to start off by showing you a judgment and what a judgment looks like of a court case. All right. So let's have a look here. For instance, okay, so this is a judgment. It comes from the Supreme Court of Appeal. And as you can see here, this judgment, it tells us what the order was. And we can see that it's quite a long document. There's a lot of information here. Okay, so this judgment is about 14-15 pages. Now, when we have a look at a judgment like this, it can be very overwhelming. So in order for students to be able to summarize a case, to get the gist of a case without having to know the ins and outs of a 14-page judgment, we use the FIRAC method to summarize our cases so that we can normally summarize a case or a judgment like this, which is 14-15 pages, into a one-page summary telling us the facts, the issue, the rule, the application, and the conclusion. So in essence, this 14-15 page judgment will be summarized into a one-page document by the time that we are familiar with FIRAC and by the time that we can actually do a proper FIRAC summary. Okay, so as I said, this is just to give you an indication of what a judgment generally looks like. And you will see here that the first page will always have a starting point like this. Okay. So don't get overwhelmed at this stage. I'm going to go through everything with you. I'll explain everything step by step. I'm just giving you this on the screen so that you know more or less what we are talking about so that you can follow me. Okay. So normally when we get a 14-15 page judgment like this, the first thing that we do is we scan through a judgment. Okay, so as you can see, I'm skimming over it. I can see that there is a court order here that was given, and here's the whole judgment. Okay, so here it tells me that this matter was heard in the Western Cape Division. Okay, it can tell me here that an issue arose following these circumstances. This judgment can also tell me what the case number was, who the parties were. Okay, so this judgment can tell us lots of information. Now, what this first page is known as is a head note. Okay, so it starts off by telling us the court that we are in. Then it tells us the case number. It tells us who the matter is between. So in this instance, we can see that the matter is between the Road Accident Fund versus Mbele. We can see here that the case number is 555 of 2019. That means that the case was issued. It arose in the year 2019. Okay, that's how that number is allocated. And it tells us the parties, it tells us when it was heard, it tells us that Judge Meyer, Judge Zondi, all of these judges were present when the hearing took place. Okay, and then it tells us a summary of the case. So this is a nice little 5-6 line summary of what this case is about. And as I said, this whole first page is now known as a head note. This is the heading or the top of a case that is provided to us so that by looking at the first page of this judgment, we can kind of see what the whole thing will be about going forward. Okay. Right, now let's move on.